Hello everybody, welcome to another Valheim video. Today I'm going to show you how to get started on Enigma mode, a new way to play no map, no portal Valheim. Enigma mode will be available on R2 Modman once Irongate releases the Call to Arms patch for Valheim. Let's be real, no map, no portal Valheim is pretty rough, and the game itself really wasn't designed for that. But I've found a way to change that, to make no map, no portal gameplay much more available to people. Enigma mode is a special mod that's vanilla friendly. The cool part is if you do play it locally, you can invite your friends and they're gonna have to deal with Enigma mode's features even though they don't have any mods installed. Here's how it works. First, you'll go to R2 Modman and then search for Enigma mode. Then once you launch up Valheim, you'll have a choice. You either use a new world or you run Enigma on a pre-existing world. Let's make a new world. Once you start your new world, Valheim's gonna enter its world generation stage. Enigma mode features locations getting shuffled into different biomes the closer to the edge of the world that you get. And it's at this point that that's being applied. When you first launch Enigma mode, it's going to turn off the map and the portals for you, and then the world will shape and shift around you. After the dust settles, you'll find yourself in an adjusted start temple, with 4 black marble paths leading into different cardinal directions. The path that leads to the south, the path that leads to the west, the path that leads to the north, and the path that leads to the east. As you travel down the path, it'll occasionally get blocked by these cappers. There's actually quite a few possible tributes, but I'll just give you one to start with: coin piles. This acts as a limiter to stop the player from activating the Enigma path and just running all the way to the Ashlands. It takes a while before you can get the coin piles necessary to start. Usually it starts with 1. Here's what's going on. The Enigma path itself actually builds out in front of the player, and then it reaches these spots and stops. Each stop has a staircase that will go all the way down to the ground or the ocean. This way, if the path does stop, players can easily go back up and down it, as you can see. It's not just coin piles that work as tributes. There's also a few other possible tributes, such as the treasure chest. We can just build a couple of these here. Of course, the player would need to build a workbench, but as you can see, it accepts the 3 tributes and then just goes right back into building mode. And each time you activate it, it's gonna go further and further and further without requiring any activation. And if you were to stop moving forward, then the path itself would actually just stop building. It only builds out when there's a player nearby. This makes it more reliable and more sturdy so that it doesn't build into terrain that hasn't been fully realized yet. The path has all sorts of catches and exceptions and things that it looks out for. If it runs into a base, it just makes it invincible, so it won't fall apart. It also removes trees and clears things out of the way automatically, as you can see, right? Now, it stopped building here because the player character isn't close enough. The player character is all the way over here. So we just get closer and then boom, starts building right back up. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, because you can't just start that way. You don't have any coins, so you're gonna get stuck. You'll be able to do just the very beginning of each one of these 4 paths, which isn't gonna even get you out of the starting meadow. I mean, let's see how far this one goes out into the ocean. And while we're here, it's a great chance to illustrate that whenever the path goes above water, it's gonna start rising up, because you gotta make sure that the boats can all sail under it, right? And so here we are on the same path from earlier. We can see the start temple right there, and then boop-a-doop-boop-a-doop right there. That's how far they go before demanding 1 pile of coins, or an alternative tribute. So realistically, these paths are not going to be taking anyone anywhere in the very beginning of the game. You're going to need at least a couple thousand gold coins before you're able to use these paths to get anywhere near somewhere interesting. But if you were to keep going all the way, then each of these paths leads all the way to the end of the world, going through every biome that Valheim has to offer with incredibly stunning vistas and views. As you travel down the path, you may notice that it has these skulls from time to time. And believe it or not, these actually have a purpose that's in your best interest. You see, the skulls make the path itself have the stability of rock, so players can build off of it, within reason, of course. This allows players to more easily interact with the path, build into it, and build staircases down. Real quick, let's see how you can remove the path, because you can actually remove certain parts if you're a player. All you have to do to remove part of the path is go up to it very close and remove it normally, just like that. Then nothing is going to come back. This is done to allow players to build into the path, or to allow them to fix it if it happens to go through their base on an old world. But the path itself isn't actually that easy to destroy. To illustrate my point, I will run a zone reset, which will delete everything in the zone I'm currently in. As you can see, it deleted the path and then it just replaced itself. That's what I told you, the path has the ability to heal itself. This is specifically done so that if a location resets nearby the path and deletes part of it, it's all good, it just remakes itself. And you could reset the entire world, and the path would just remake itself. Although you might want to do it in little pieces. But now let's be a bit more realistic. Because if you actually just start from the beginning, well, you're gonna have to do some normal Valheim progression, and you gotta learn about the boss chests, and you're not gonna listen to me if I tell you how it really works, so just do what you're gonna do and go try and kill Eikthyr. You know you're gonna do it, even if I tell you not to. If I were to tell you that he's an incredibly dangerous doubled boss with loads of start upgrades and superpowers and extra abilities, and he's gonna slaughter you in one hit, and there's absolutely no way that you're gonna survive, you're still gonna try and kill him. So, all you gotta do is go try and kill Eikthyr. That's gonna be the series of events that leads to you learning how progression works in Enigma mode. Most players of Enigma will never even be able to kill a single boss in the game. Good luck. Honestly, I was just gonna end the video there, but that might be a little bit cruel. I should probably give you a couple of tips about how to survive in this world. Let's just say that, this isn't the easier Valheim that you're used to. In fact, the monsters are so powerful in this world that if you don't learn how to properly defend yourself, you're gonna get wrecked. So let me give you some tips, okay? First things first, you need to learn about the bubble blocking system. Watch this. This is a mighty greyling. He's trying to slap me. All I gotta do is hold down block. And as you can see, I get a magic barrier. It's actually a bubble shield, except the animation is removed from the character so you don't see the visual. But aside from that, it works the same way. When you have a bubble shield up, you cannot be killed in one hit. You can activate this bubble blocking mechanic to survive like a tank in melee situations. And you may think that's completely overpowered, but trust me, give yourself some time. You either live or you die by the bubble in Enigma mode. This produces a mechanic where whenever you find something that's too powerful for you, like a 2-star monster, it's just gonna slaughter you. You won't be able to get that bubble shield. For example, let's look at this 2-star fueling right here. I hold block. Ooh, nice, my bubble broke, but now, boom, I just died. So what happened is I had a bubble from the weaker monster earlier, right? But when this powerful monster hit me, no good. And that's because you need to be able to survive the first hit of the monster to get the bubble shield. This means that the higher your health, the more monsters will be able to give you a bubble shield without killing you. You'll find this nuance to be very important later on in the game. But for now, let's move on to some offensive properties of Path of Magic. Elemental arrows have been completely reworked into powerful AoE weaponry. For example, if I take this fire arrow and I shoot it off into the distance, we can see that it will actually explode like a bomb arrow. Now, don't get too excited, because if you're too close to that explosion, boom, it's gonna get you. So you gotta watch out. These weapons may be powerful, but they can also bite back. You'll find that similar effects have been added to the frost arrows, which create powerful frost novas, the poison arrows, which do absurd quantities of poison to monsters, and then we have my favorite, the silver arrow. Have you ever felt that silver weaponry is kind of neglected in Valheim? Like these silver arrows, are you looking at me like, what's he talking about? Those things suck. No one cares about silver arrows. Yeah, I know, but it's different now. Let's say for some reason that there was some kind of undead monster. Yeah, there's protections to make sure that people don't do bad things in the meadows, because the meadows is supposed to be safe. I swear, sometimes I play myself. Alright, here we are in a much more reasonable area. Let's say you come into a pack of skeletons, and you just have one single silver arrow. Honestly, that's all you need. One silver arrow placed in the right place at the right time will just eradicate a whole group of enemies. You better make sure you're not where one of those lightning bolts are, though. It might backfire. Silver arrows are the secret sauce to defeating some of the, let's say, more intense difficulties that you are bound to encounter in Enigma mode. And you know, honestly, I could go on and on and on and on. Oh, hey, an Elder Boss Stone. Well, I guess you know how you find boss stones now. You just find them out in the wild. Well, as you can tell, there's a whole lot I haven't told you, and I'm gonna keep it that way. Enigma actually has thousands of changes, and the pathing system is just a delivery mechanism to feed players into the fantastic Valheim, no map, no portal world, but spiced up to last longer, be more challenging, and be more immersive. Enigma mode is all about taking the best parts of Valheim and fusing them together to make a more community-driven, building-focused experience. And there you have it, everybody. That's all you need to know to get started with Enigma mode for Valheim. And while it is true that this video targets no map, no portal Valheim, technically, if you learn how to dabble in the scripts, you can just turn those features off. It is possible to play Enigma mode with portals and maps if you know what you're doing. I'm not trying to force everybody to play a certain way, but I certainly am making no map mode the more convenient option here. Personally, I think the coolest thing about Enigma mode is that it does just work on single player, and you can play it on old worlds that you haven't used in a while that you want to bring more life into or re-explore. But you might also consider running it on a server, which is how I run the public server Path of Magic. If you use Enigma mode on a server, then it already has cron and upgrade world and all of those things set up. So you're going to have automatically respawning locations once a week without having to worry about all of the work that went into how that actually happens. And the best part, you don't even need to use any mods on your clients when they connect. The vanilla-friendly magic isn't really appreciable unless you actually get a server. If you're playing on single player, then this is a modded experience because you have to download it, right? On a server, it's not like that. The server has the mods. Anybody who joins can just join, and they don't even know it's Enigma mode. Granted, one look at the start temple and they'll figure it out. But let's say you do want to get a server. Well, consider using my link, JP Valheim, at Zap Hosting. I've been using Zap Hosting for my Valheim server for over 2 years, and I've had a great experience. So I can happily recommend them to you. I've also got loads of content showing you how to set up Expand World Prefabs on their servers, how to use it, and everything else that you need to know, including troubleshooting and problems that might arise. Alternatively, you could just like this video, or like any other video about Valheim, and you're going to start seeing more Valheim content on your YouTube feed. It also helps encourage us creators to make more stuff, because honestly it's much more rewarding when people watch your stuff. You know what I mean? Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.